So for today's practice, we're going to begin lying down and have your feet hip width apart. So this is called constructive rest. And then ever so lightly tuck your chin, because when we're stressed, we jut our chin out. So we're lengthening the back of the neck. And then reach your arms right from the outset. Reach your arms as if you're going to reach up for a big box of cakes or whatever it is that you really like. And then really slowly start to bend your elbows out to the side as you lower the arms. And what we're doing here is trying to relax our shoulder blades. So take your time, feel the shoulder blades, and let them really soften. And then decide where's best to place your hands now you've done that. It might be palms up beside you. It might be to come to your center. And your center can be your belly, of course, or somewhere else. But wherever your hands are now, just take a really deep breath right into the depths of your belly. And as you breathe out, soften the face, the jaw. And our shoulder blades are also known as the wings of our heart. So I want you to think about wings today because we are doing a practice connecting to eagle. So eagle is a yoga pose that stretches our shoulders. And the mythology behind the pose of eagle is that the eagle was a god that was born, and he was so big and so bright that the other gods made him shrink. And often we do that ourselves. So let go of all the myths, the stories, your own stories and myths now as you just focus on taking 3 deep breaths into the center of your belly. As you breathe out, feel the fullness, your expansion. And as you breathe out, let it all go. And do that 2 more times. So we're going to explore eagle right from the outset now as we bring our knees in towards our chest and rock a little bit side to side. So eagle, I think, is one of the trickiest balances. So just adopt a playful attitude. Take your left foot to the ground now and take your right thigh over your left, almost as if you were sitting on a stool. Now this is almost eagle pose. Some of you might be able to get your right foot behind the left calf. Don't worry if you can't. And then just pause there. We're going to add a little sit up here. So take your hands behind the back of your head. And as you breathe in, breathe into your belly. As you breathe out, maybe you lift up a little bit, bringing your knee towards your nose. Inhale, come back. Exhale, draw belly to spine. Lift yourself up. Don't worry, we're not doing too many of these. Inhale, come back. And final time, bring yourself back to your center. Take a deep breath in. And then release your head and shoulders. If you can, keep your legs like this as you let the legs go to the left. So this can be heavy on your back, so you might need to back off. And look towards the right, so taking that eagle pose in the legs, but adding a twist. And take 2 deep breaths into the right thumb. Eagle is also very good for our immunity because it squeezes and compresses our tissues, then it releases them as we get the flow of lymph and blood come through. So let's come all the way back to center. Let's undo the legs, take them flat to the earth, hands back to belly. Let's take 2 full, deep, expansive breaths. And now let's do eagle on the other side. So we cross the left thigh. That might be enough. Maybe we get the foot behind the calf muscle. And again, we interlace the palms behind, breathing into our belly. Breathing out, we come to center. And just do what you can. These are not easy. Inhale, we come back. Exhale to center. Inhale, we come back. Just maybe we pause a little bit there at the center. Take a deep breath in. And one more, really firing up our core. And let's gently come down. And again, our arms come out to the side. We look to the left and we allow our legs to fall a little bit to the right. They're unlikely to make it to the floor. So breathe into that little pull in the back. And soften one more time. And let's come back. And after all that squeezing, let's do a little bit more opening now. So have your feet to the ground, once again, hip width apart. Take your hands by your hips. As you inhale, press into your feet, slowly lift up your lower back, mid back, upper back. As you breathe out, slowly come back down again. So some fluid bridges. You might add the arms as well. As you inhale, rise up. As you exhale, come down. Maybe this time we stay up, just press into the feet, reach into your fingers. Again, spark open the fingertips, take a deep breath. One more breath, maybe lift the hips a little higher. And let's come back down again. Bring the knees in towards the chest now, and the hands come onto your knees or behind the knees as you roll up and down the spine just a couple of times. And come to a comfortable seated position. So we've done eagle legs. We're just going to do eagle arms now. So as you breathe in, open the arms wide. As you breathe out, give yourself a hug with the right arm on top. To watch the microphone here. This is one option. It really depends on your shoulders. A second option is maybe to take the backs of your palms together or the palms themselves. So a bit more of a stretch. Breathing in, lift up your elbows and tuck your chin. So breathing into the wings of your heart again, the shoulder blades. One more deep breath. And then keep your face looking forward as you move your arms to the left. And you'll get a little stretch there probably for the outer right shoulder blade. So just feel into that. One more deep breath. And then release that totally. As you take the left hand down, let's add a little side stretch now. So these wings of the heart, our shoulders, are also our heart chakra. So opening up all those muscles. Breathe all the way down to the right waist. And let's come back. And then we'll just recross the legs if we're cross-legged, and do that on the other side. So inhale, we rise up. Exhale, we open the arms out wide. This time we give ourselves a hug with the left arm on top. And who doesn't need a hug? So take a deep breath in there. And then decide if you wish to take palms or back. Really lift up, tucking the chin. And again, just feel the energy of the shoulders, the tightness maybe just melting. You take a deep breath. And again, keeping your head facing forward. Move your arms to the right this time. So just feeling a little perhaps a stretch in the outer left shoulder. Take a deep breath there. And then we unravel and we take the right hand down this time as we take a side stretch on the left. So just bringing in all that energy to the left side of our body. Full breath. And let's rise up. And from there, let's come onto all fours. So spreading your hands wide, we're going to just prepare our hips a little bit here as well as our wrists. So as you take your hands wide, lift your heart in the cow pose. And as you breathe out, tuck the chin. The wings of your heart open, expand, and just move in this way with the spine. And the most important thing is that we're connecting to our breath, not that we're forcing our body into a particular shape. Two more, just to get into the practice of moving with breath. So this is really strange now. We're going to take this right leg back and we're going to tuck the right knee behind the left knee. So if you're familiar with cow face pose, that's kind of what we're doing. And then you explore how wide you can take the feet side to side. So it is a strange shape. And then just start to come forward and back again. So you might almost sit back onto the floor. You might come forward. I'm just going to add the arms here as well. So take the right hand and rotate your wrist 180 degrees. So a lot going on there. And then just linger as you sit back. Maybe you make it to the floor. Maybe you don't. Just breathe, breathe, breathe into any tightness in the hips. And then come forward. And this right leg now is going to sweep its way forward between the hands. So as you breathe in now, lengthen your spine as you come forward. As you breathe out, straighten the right leg a little or a lot. Breathing in sees you coming forward. Breathing out, you straighten. And just do that one more time. And then from there, as you press into the right foot, raise your arms up. So again, we're preparing our shoulders, lift the arms high to the sky, and then interlace them behind you. Breathing in, heart rises, maybe the fingers come away from your bum. And as you exhale, you might just explore folding. That might be a tuck of the chin or the head come down, just breathe. And another breath. And then we rise up, sweep those arms up towards the sky. And then come into a twist. As the left hand comes down, the right arm rises. And reach so tall into your right fingers. So another option here is to lift up your left knee and then do a slow circle of the right arm around your body. Almost like you're creating this little energy field where no one can touch you. Rise up now in the right hand, look towards your right thumb, take a deep breath. And then as your hand comes down, you might now come into all fours, or you might feel like a first downward facing dog. In downward dog, spread your fingers, bend your knees, lift your thighs, your hips. Lift up high onto the toes, ease the heels down, and spend some time pedaling out here. If you're staying on all fours, then you stay with cat and cow. Then from your downward dog, find stillness now as you take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, come back to all fours, because we've got all that joy to do on the hips and the wrist here. So breathing in, left leg comes back, and then you bring the left knee behind the right. You're whizzing feet go out to the side, and then again, you're just exploring. So you might take little movements, you might take big ones. How are those hips doing? And then we turn the left wrist around. So we're turning the left fingers towards the back of your mat. Stretching our carpal bones that connect to our collarbones. And then you just explore what it feels like to possibly sit all the way down. Take a breath. And then make your way back up again. And the left leg now comes between the hands. So breathing in, we come forward. Breathing out, we come back. So we're just sliding and gliding here across the joints. And as you press into the left foot, let's sweep those arms all the way up to the sky. And Vinyasa, look towards the ceiling and interlace the palms behind you. Roll the shoulders back, that's the breath in. And the breath out, once again, sees you fold. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Notice if you're really being kind to the shoulders here. We can sometimes kind of really yank them. Take a breath. And we rise and we take that twist. As the right hand comes down, the left arm lifts. Maybe there's a lift of the knee. And then a slow circle with that left arm. Can you actually feel your shoulder blades moving here? Just notice. So when they're healthy, they slide and glide. When they're not, they sometimes feel a bit crunchy. Let's look up to the left fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Hand comes down. We're going to come through a vinyasa now. So we take the left leg back. So we'll do the first one with the knees down. Breathe your way forward into plank pose. Drop your knees. Roll down onto the front of your body. And just for this first one, bring your fingers off your mat and come up onto your fingertips. And as you breathe in, roll up into a little cobra here. As you exhale, come back down. Do 2 or 3 of these just to get things moving. Final time, you might stay up. Check your shoulders are okay. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of your body. Look over to the right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of your body. And you come down. Hands either side of you now as you come back into downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, or all fours, just take 3 really full deep breaths. And lift up your heels, look forward. You might walk or do a little hop towards the front of the mat. As you breathe in, come up halfway. Breathe out to fold. Do that 2 more times. There's this repetitious movement to get us moving with the breath. And with a soft bend in your knees now, we're going to sweep the arms all the way up to stand. Hands to prayer. Close your eyes. Feel the energy moving through you. So we're going to do in 2 rounds of sun salutations to warm us up. As we inhale, the arm rises. As we breathe out, we come down. Inhale, take a flat back. Step back, right then left to downward facing dog. Inhale your way forward. Lower to the earth. Knees up or down. Breathing in, rise up to a back bend. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths. So there's a variation here. Breathing, right leg rises. Breathe out, right foot comes forward. Gaze towards the front of the mat, then lift your left leg up. Rounded aeroplane. Take a breath. Left foot comes down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Little bend in the knees. Breathe your way up to stand. So getting a bit warmer, we'll do that on side two. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back. Step back left, then right. Downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa, you might skip them. Coming forward to plank. Over to the earth. Breathing in. Breathing out. 3 deep breaths in downward facing dog. And breathe away all the moments before this one. Come back to the present. Breathing in, left leg rises. Breathing out, left foot forward. Look to the front of your mat. Lift your right leg up and just linger there. Take a breath. Building the power and strength of the legs. Right foot comes down. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Little bend in the knees. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to prayer. And again, just take a moment to close your eyes. Feel the energy moving through you. And as you breathe in now, lift your arms up, interlace your fingers except for the pointer fingers, the index fingers, and then lean to your right. Press into the left heel, breathe into the left waist. Inhale back up and lean to the left. And now as you come up, gaze towards the thumbs, take a deep breath. Maybe there's a hint of a back bend now as you lift your heart. And then come to a forward fold. Breathing in, flat back. Step back to downward facing dog. Find your feet, toes together now. As you breathe in, right leg rises. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathing in, right leg rises. Right foot comes between the hands. Coming into warrior one now. So with the fingers still down, turn your left toes out. And then take your right hip back. So the back foot is down and you press well into the feet as you rise up. So often with warrior one, we might need to make our hips a bit wider so our hips are facing forward. Breathing in, we raise those arms up. Breathing out, bend your right knee a little bit more. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, press into the feet and do that one more time. So now bring your arms into a cactus. And we're going to do eagle arms again. Left arm comes on top. So remember, you can always do a hug. Right with the microphone. As you breathe in, lift your arms, your forearms towards the sky. As you breathe out, fold towards the right. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold forward. Final time. Inhale, we rise. And this time we stay in the fold. Tuck the chin. Doesn't have to be very far. Breathe into the back of the shoulders. You might wobble. Then as you open up, open your arms out wide. And you might have to do a quicker foot adjustment here as you come into warrior two. So just notice the shoulders. You might just drop them a bit and let them float back up again. This time we take our interlace behind us. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, take a breath. And then fold again. So we're tucking the chin as we bring the head towards the front foot and breathe into the back of the shoulder. Keep the interlace of your fingers now as you come back into warrior two, and then take that little fist you've made behind your left waist. Left elbow comes back and drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. You're breathing in and breathing out. Maybe bend into the knee a little bit more. One more breath. And then straighten your right leg as you release those arms and give them a little shake. And then ever so slightly hop your left foot back in a little bit. So we're coming into triangle from here. Sliding the right hand down the right leg, extend the left arm towards the sky. And then root into the feet as you lift into your fingers. Take 3 breaths. And then with your left hand, very slowly, bring the left arm over your left ear and press into your left heel. The stronger stretch, take a breath. Take another breath. And now slowly bring those fingers towards the ground, big circle. Sweeping the arm all the way back up again. Maybe look to the thumb, take a breath. Now opposite direction, left hand comes to left hip. Slowly it circles forward. Just linger while it's over your ear. Press into the left heel. This time lift yourself up. And as you lift yourself up, now take your hands to your hips and turn the left heel in. So coming into the hips here, goddess. So sinking deep. Again, we're going to take eagle arms. So arms come out wide, right arm comes on top, and then come into the eagle bind. And now we're going to take 3 slow circles to the left. So your fingers might come near the floor, they might not. But just take your time. We're trying to get into our shoulders. We don't want to rush this stuff. And we're going to go through this sequence twice today. And as you come up, release the hands, rest them on the thighs, and see if you can sink a little deeper into your squat as you slowly sway side to side. Notice if you're tensing the shoulders. And slowly come back up again. Turn towards the front of your mat now, take the hands down. Let's come back through. Option to rest in child's pose or a vinyasa, coming forward, lowering, lifting, back to downward facing dog. I'm just going to spin round now because I want to face you in the opposite way. So in your downward facing dog, just take a moment to feel the energy. May well have shifted since you started. A reminder that nothing stays the same. And as we breathe in, the left leg comes towards the sky. Breathing out, knee to nose. Breathing in, left leg rises. This time, foot between the hands. Spin your back foot down, warrior. So you might have to adjust your hips. As a rough guide, you can see your big toe as the left knee is bent. Inhale, arms rise up. This is the warrior sword. So look towards the sky, take a deep breath in. Sink deeper, another deep breath. And then we open our arms wide for the cactus, and then we come back into eagle. So right arm on top this time, breathing in right, breathing in left. Press well into the feet, breathing in right. You explore the range of motion. Final time, lifting up. Final time, folding and lingering as you fold. So pressing into the feet, breathe into the back of the body. Use your breath to create space. Breathing in, we rise and we open. Warrior two. So take a moment to land again, to feel your feet are on the earth. This time, once again, we interlace. And we all habitually interlace in the same way. You might want to just rethread your fingers, see if you can change your patterns. Breathing in, lift up the heart. Pull your lower belly in, and then you come to your fold. So often if our shoulders are tight, we stick the tummy out. So just draw yourself back to center and take 3 deep breaths. Press into the feet as you rise up. Take this little fist now to the right waist, right elbow back. Drop your right ear, breathing in and breathing out. Notice which thoughts are coming through. Are they thoughts to keep you small, like Garuda? Are they empowering thoughts? Just notice. When we're unconscious, we tend to go to the dark stuff. Let's straighten our legs. Let's release the arms, perhaps fly them a little bit, and then hop your back foot in. So once again, we're going to come into triangle pose. Lengthen the spine as you slide the left hand, and then lift your right arm to the sky. And take time to find length between the base of the spine and the crown as you take 3 deep breaths. Press into your little toes. And now the right arm comes over the ear, if that's okay. It might be too much. So reach into your right fingers, press into your right heel. 2 more breaths. And then slowly, so slowly circle the right hand down. And if your mind is scattered, just focus on your fingers. And then as you get to the top of that circle, change the direction. Just lingering with your arm over your ear, that long arm. And is the breath still serving you? Is it still nourishing you, or is it becoming pinched. Breathe your way back up. Relax the hands. Let's turn towards the front of the mat. Oh, sorry, we've missed a goddess out. I do apologise. Bring your heels in, coming into the squat. Breathing in, arms lift up. Left arm comes on top. So once again, we've got those eagle arms and we're taking 3 circles to the right. And go slow so you can really feel the strength of your thighs. Pause at the top. Arm after the arms. Rest the hands on your thighs. And once again, you might stay here with your hands resting on your thighs, or possibly you take them to the ground as you move side to side. Or for a bit more strength, you might come down and take the hands to prayer. And that doesn't work for my body. So fingers to the ground, you get more of a stretch. Fingers off the ground, you get more strength. And we need both. And then pause. Come to the front of your mat. We're going back into down dog. We're going to meet in child's pose. You might choose to do a vinyasa first. And then all of us, we're going to sink back on our heels and rest. Not always are we good at that. So just really embrace rest now. So the eagle was made to feel small and hide his light. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're shrinking into ourselves into child's pose as we seek nourishment again from the breath. And sometimes we are in the dark, sometimes we're not in the light, and that's part of our humanness. So just noticing where you are today without any judgment or any need to change it. And there's a beautiful quote from Hafi centuries ago. I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. So trusting your light is there, even though sometimes we hide it away or we don't access it. And just soften into yourself now for the next 5 rounds of breath. And at that last breath, be a long sighing breath out. Letting go of all the stuff that we've perhaps been holding. Just breathe it away into the earth and trust that it will be transformed into light. And one more huge breath all the way down to your lower back. Sigh up, everything else away. And then let's make our way back up to downward facing dog. So this is our final round. We're going to add on to what we've been doing. So taking the feet together, spread into your fingers, breathing in, right leg rises, breathing out, knee to nose. Breathing in, right leg comes back, breathing out, right foot between the hands, drop your left heel, warrior 1. Deep breath in. Open your arms wide. So this is a challenge now. We're going to take the left arm on top. We're going to come into the eagle arms. Now lift up your left heel. We're going to see if we can come into a balance movement. So first of all, lean forward. And if it's too much, just unravel your arms. See if you can lift up onto the left toes, then come down again. Lift up onto the toes. And just maybe you're ready for a bound warrior. The joy of doing it in your own home is that no one can see, so you can let go, you can fall over, you can grab the sofa, just breathe, breathe, breathe. The eagle teaches us we don't have to play it small. We don't have to care what people think. So they're going to judge us anyway, so breathe in and do what feels good. One more breath. And let's drop. And once again, we come in to warrior 2. So this time a slightly different arm stretch. We're going to come behind. Lift your right arm towards the sky. Take the right hand to the base of your neck. Draw your belly in and take your left hand to the right elbow. Lift the skin of the right elbow towards the ceiling. Lean back into your hand. This is your first option to stay here. Otherwise, left arm comes behind you. Turn the thumb down and see if your fingers can meet your top fingers. Ease those shoulders back. Breathe in. And then lean back a little bit. So a form of reverse warrior. 3 breaths. And the fingers don't have to meet, of course. You could just be pulling your t-shirt apart. Just make sure you're not clenching your teeth and pulling faces. I loathe being taught to smile, but I do love the quote, pick the face you want as an old person and pull it now. So just notice. And now let's open those arms wide. We're back into warrior two. Let's release the arms. And this time side angle, forearm down, left arm over ear. Press into your left heel and take 3 deep breaths into that left arm. And we rise again. We're in warrior two. Take a breath. And let's come through the flow. Hands either side of the front foot. Remember, you can rest or you come through another vinyasa. And there you are again. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. Take 3 deep breaths. So last little bit of high energy stuff, then we're dropping it down a notch. Breathing in, left leg rises. Breathing out, knee to nose. Breathing in, left leg rises. Breathing out, left foot between. Drop the right heel. Press into your feet. Breathing in, let's rise up. Breathing out, elbows wide. Pull your tummy in. Notice if it's flaring out. So this time we're going to take the right arm on top and take that eagle bind. Take a moment to land here. Lift up your heel. And then just come forward and then back. Kind of teasing into balance. And you might stay there with your foot on the ground, or you might try a bound version of warrior three. Just keep breathing into the back of those wings of your heart, your shoulders. And we land gracefully or not back in warrior two. Take a moment to land there. Take a breath. Left arm lift. Hand to the nape of the neck. Right arm comes top. Again, watch that stomach. Lift the hand, skin the elbow up. Option one to stay here or to reach round. The right arm comes back. Thumb turns down. And this is where we can marvel at our asymmetry, because very rarely are we the same. So one side feels a lot different to the other. Breathe in as you tilt back. And the side we carry bags on will reveal itself. One more huge breath. And let's come up. Let's unravel. Forearm to thigh, right arm over ear. So coming into side angle pose. Look towards the crook of the elbow now and just feel that line of energy down the left side, right side of your body. The breath be full and spacious. Breathing in, we come up. Momentary pause in warrior two. And this, your final vinyasa. Hands come down, foot comes back. Ease your way forward into plank. Lower to the earth. Breathing in. Back to downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, just walk the feet forward a little bit so you're more narrow. The isosceles triangle, I think. So what we're doing here is we're going to do a little twist. So take your right hand to the left outer leg and look under your left armpit. You might be feeling this in the back of the right leg, the legs. And come back and do that on the other side. And come forward. And then walk the feet to meet the hands. And from here, have a little bend in your knees as you just sway a little bit, holding on to opposite elbows. Let the fingers come to the ground. And with a soft bend in the knees, slowly, slowly, we're going to unravel. So after all this fun and games, we're now going to put all of this together and do eagle pose. So as I said before, it's a really tricky one. So give yourself a break if you're falling a bit today. But reminding yourself that when you come out of eagle, your tissues get a big ring out. So all this fresh blood and energy can come through and lymph. So start standing on your right leg. Lift up your left knee. And then you might start to begin with a standing pigeon. So flex the foot just below your right knee and come into a little hip stretch. And this might be where you stay for your eagle. And if you're ready to go a little further, come up and then close the gap. So left thigh is on top. One version is to have your left toes down. Another version is to stay here or possibly to wrap the foot around the calf. Feel steady in the legs. And then when you're ready, take the right arm on top for eagle arms. So breathe and know that all the cool people in the world fall out of this, just as I did there right on cue. So breathing in and breathing out. So 2 or 3 more breaths if you can. And then when you come out, stay conscious. So close your eyes, open your arms and see how it feels. So I'm going to talk you through that. Take 3 more deep breaths. And now take the left foot down, lift your arms to the sky, close your eyes, feel everything moving through you. That subtle flow of what we call prana or chi. You might feel tingles in the fingers. All that energy moving. And this, of course, is taking up space, which is what Garuda, the eagle, was discouraged from doing. So let's pause there, bring the hands down. One hand to heart, one hand to tummy. Use your breath to center you back. Feel that feeling of life moving through you. So let's do that on the other side. So this time it will be the left leg is your standing leg. No, it isn't. Right leg is the standing leg, isn't it? My God, I've forgotten. That's terrible, isn't it? I think it might be your left leg. Flex the foot. Start in standing pigeon. Sorry, it's left foot. I think women of a certain age blame everything on the menopause, but it does affect your brain a little bit some days. So one more deep breath. Let's slowly lift up. Let's crisscross our thighs. Maybe we stay where we were. Maybe we hover at the right heel. Maybe we wrap the right foot round. So this is really tricky. So take some time, then open your arms wide, left arm on top. So again, your palms might touch. It might be a hug. You might do a little 3 to 4 rounds of breath. And then stay present as you open yourself up, right foot down, arms lift, huge breath. How does it really feel to own your space? Let this be the deepest breath yet. And we come back to center. One hand to heart, one hand to tummy. Maybe just shift the weight from foot to foot. And we're going to come down onto our backs now. So as you come onto the back, take a moment to bring your knees in and just gently rock side to side. So with all the best will in the world, we often lose our breath when we're balancing or moving a little bit more pacey. So just commit to those slow, nourishing breaths again. Now let's take our feet hip width apart. So we're going to come into a bridge pose now. We did these in the beginning. Hands by your hips, breathing in, elevate the hips. Breathing out, come back down. So if your back is not great today, this might be where you stay, or you might pause, leave the hips up and interlace the palms beneath you. Tuck your chin and just stay here for a few breaths. And when you're ready, it might not be now, you slowly come down. Pause at the bottom. Take a moment to breathe. And then lift your right leg towards the sky. Flex the foot, spread the toes. And then bend your right knee to take it just below the left knee. So we just did this standing up. You might stay here or you might bring the left thigh in. So interlace your fingers behind the left thigh. So slowly move a centimetre to the left. Pause. So slowly move a centimetre to the right. So can you use the sensations in the body as a way to be present? So I notice a lot of sensation when I go to the left, not so much when I go to the right. So see if you can find your spot where everything feels a little bit more strong sensations, and then linger there because that is where you hold your tension. Now take 3 deep breaths. And can you soften into that sensation with your breath out? Slowly come back. Drop the left foot, take the right foot down. Take a moment there to notice now if your right thigh, hip just feels a little bit looser. So sometimes we forget it's only little things that can make big changes. Breathing in, left leg rises, flex the left foot, and lift the right thigh. And there's a quote from the Dalai Lama: if you doubt the power of a small thing, try sleeping with a mosquito. Just moving side to side again. Maybe you can find your particular pocket of tension. And then when you do find that pocket of tension, can you stay there and breathe? Notice your shoulders if you now moved your tension there. And let's come back. Let's take the feet down. Let's undo. Again, take a moment there to breathe. And then we're going to roll up to a seat. So we kind of prepared for this in the warm-up. We're now going to do another hip stretch called a Gomukhasana. It's not for everybody. So take your left leg long to begin with, and then lift up your right leg. Hold on to your right foot and your right knee. Make sure you're not collapsing in your back. So lift your heart and then just kind of rock and explore how far the right foot can go to the left and how far the right knee can go to the right. And just notice again the hips. So in yin yoga, this is called shoelace. So next time the right knee comes across, can you put it on top of the left knee? So this is called half shoelace with your left leg long. Maybe you lean to the side and bend your left knee so you're sitting between your feet. Now this is not comfortable for everybody. If it's not working for you, take your right shin in front of the left shin and be cross-legged. So don't ever force the body where it doesn't want to go. It'll only complain. So fingers either side of you, grow ever so tall. And if you are in Gomukhasana, then soften the hips down. Notice how you grip there. To keep the heart lifted now for 3 deep breaths. And notice every time you re-grip those glutes, thighs, these big muscles that we sit on all day. And your first option now is to stay here, or just maybe you lean forward and take your hands to the ground as you bow. So that's just going to make it a stronger sensation for the hips. Deeply breathe into the back body. And then very slowly come all the way up. Take a moment to pause at the top. Keep those hips soft. Wiggle your left fingers out to the side now as you lift your right arm up and over for a side stretch. So keep reaching that right hip down as you reach into your right fingers. And rise up. So this right leg now, we're going to keep it where it is, but we're going to lift it up a little bit. So press the right foot down so the right knee is in, and we're going to come into a twist here. So we wrap our left arm around the knee and we take our right fingers behind. Breathing in, we lift up. Breathing out, we pull our tummy in and look over the right shoulder. And as you're there now, just drop your right ear down. Breathe into the left side of the neck. Stay in the body for 2 more breaths. And come up to center and just undo your legs now. Take them in front of you, feet hip width apart, and just move the knees side to side. This sort of windscreen wipering, loosening up the lower back. And then take your right leg long. As the right leg is long, we lift up the left knee, the left foot, and we just move and rock it side to side. So just exploring how the hips feel in both directions. And then bring the left knee over the right knee. So again, you might have a long right leg, or you might lean to the side and bend your right knee so you're sitting between. And again, you might just have the left shin in front. So no right or wrong, just listen to your body, fingers either side, lift up tall. And then drop the hips down. Close your eyes now. We'll take a breath practice called a calming breath. So breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 6. So if I count the breath for you, it can trigger anxiety. So you're in control, just counting your breath. Every breath out invites you to soften into your hips. So as the other side, you stay here, or maybe you come forward, hands down, bowing the chin. When we're tense, we lift our shoulders. So notice what yours are doing. Two more breaths, really using that out breath to soften any tightness. And then let's walk our way up. Take a moment to land there. And right fingers come to the side. Let's take a side stretch. Left arm lifts up and over. Stay with all awareness in the body, maybe left waist. So the reason I kind of randomly call out body parts to get you to breathe into is to keep you there. Because we all escape our bodies. We don't always want to be there because it's where all our subconscious is. Breathing in, let's lift up. Everything we stuff away, we stuff in the body. Let's bend that left knee and place the left foot down. And then we hug that knee in. So right elbow comes over and we take our left fingers behind, we grow tall. And you focus your awareness maybe now breathing into your right shoulder blade, that wing of your heart. And let's come back. Let's undo the legs. We're coming into a wide leg now, just to release the backs of the legs. You might even want to give them a little shake. We're nearly done. We're nearly at relaxation. And then take the hands all the way down. So maybe they rest just below the knees. Maybe they come to your ankles. And then you fold forward. You might actually bring them in front of you. That's probably more comfy. And just feel into the backs of your legs. Maybe you fold forward a little bit more. We're just holding these now for quite a long time, just to slow the breathing down, to slow our thinking down. And then walking the hands back. This time take the hands behind you, come up onto your fingertips. And as you root the fingers down, lift your heart, elbows move together, and just take a big deep breath into the center of the heart. Pause at the top, take another breath in. And as you breathe out, let everything else go. And we're doing that. It's a 2-part breath in. Breathe into center of heart. Breathe in some more. One more time. And then just lift up the backs of the knees, bring those feet together. And now bring the feet together and the knees wide as we come into Baddha Konasana. So you can do this with your heels pretty close to your groin. That's quite a tight hip stretch. Or you can extend the legs further in front of you. And that's called Tadasana, a slightly milder one. And then bring your chin in as you fold. And take 5 deep breaths. If the mind has drifted, focus or just commit to being here for the next 3 breaths. Very slowly, all the way back. Bring the knees together. Give yourself a little hug now. So as you come up onto your tiptoes, wrap your arms around your knees and just tuck your chin. So again, feeling a really big opening in the back of the shoulders. Those wings of your heart. And we forget sometimes that we're all divine creatures. So breathing into your wings. And from there, we slowly lower onto your back. So I'm going to stay up because I'm going to read to you, but coming to the most comfortable Shavasana that you can. And you might have a bolster or cushion under the backs of your knees, especially if you've got a tight lower back. You might lie on the side. So let this really be the way you express yourself and how you get to be comfortable. And let there be a conscious placement of the hands. So palms up beside you can just help you rest your shoulders a bit. Sometimes it's more comfortable to put your hands on your belly. And we're letting go now of any efforting of the breath. We're just allowing the breath to breathe its own sweet way. So breathing in through the nose. Breathing out as you relax and release the jaw. And there's a beautiful quote from Marianne Williamson from A Course in Miracles. And I think this is kind of a bit similar to the eagle. The eagle is a metaphor about how we hold our light and we contain ourselves. So this quote, which I'm sure you've all heard before, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So perhaps now visualize that you're bathing in your light, the diamond white light coming in through the crown of the head, filling you from the inside out, all the way down to the fingers, to the toes, and then circling around you. This diamond white light, you could call it your energy field. Can you settle into it? Trusting this light that's always there. And soften your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your arms, and allow the belly to soften. Release the lower waist, the hips, the thighs, the calves, the feet. And allow your legs to get really heavy. And I'm going to remove my voice now for a minute or so while you stay here bathing in that light that you are. Breathing it into your whole body, your whole body. And start to make your breathing slightly deeper now. Knowing and trusting this light within you and around you is always there. You can access it anytime you take a moment to pause, to breathe. You are the light. And in a way that serves you best, take gentle movement back to your body, spreading your fingers, spreading your toes. And the beauty of being at home is that you might choose now to stay here longer. Alternatively, you might just start to come back to the land of the living with me. So start to wiggle a little bit, maybe roll onto one side, and gradually make your way up to a seated position. And as always, it's been such an honor being with you today. Let's roll the shoulders back, let's lift our heart, and we'll take one final breath in together. As you inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky. And as you breathe out, bring the hands to your heart. And of course, the word namaste means the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.